Hello, welcome to LMC and Knowledge, Lyrics Music Channel of spiritual insight and wisdom that I will share to you so you can take along your spiritual journey. I hope you're having a good day, good night, wherever you're at, and whenever you see this, and make sure that you're praying and staying in the light of God, okay? Okay. So, today's message, God says, live in my purpose for your life. Are you living in God's purpose? Or are you living in your purpose? You know, that's where we get confused in life. Like, for real. When you are not in my purpose, God says, the purpose that I designed for you, then you will experience a lot of things. You will experience loss of jobs, loss of finances, lack of peace, lack of clarity, health issues, just one problem after the other. You won't know how to deal with situations or handle emotions. You will feel jealousy and envy for others who are doing well for themselves. You will feel jealous of others who are in a relationship with me. So if you find yourself carrying one of these characteristics, or you have experienced the loss of job, just losses in your life, and you're not understanding, like, I'm working hard, like, I'm doing this, and I thought what I was doing was right. You know, sometimes you don't have to be robbing nobody, stealing from nobody, or killing nobody to not be living in God's purpose. Like, there's other ways of not being in God's purpose for your life and his life. Understand that your life is his life, you know? You guys are together. You guys are whole. When you have God within you, you are whole. But without God, you are empty. And that's just the truth in my experience in life. I felt completely empty. I couldn't get a job. Nobody, I would apply to so many places and nobody would call me back. I would go to interviews, and for some reason while I'm going there, like, I was good and feeling great, but as soon as I step into that building and I'm talking to the lady, I get so much anxiety. I start shaking. And mind you, I didn't even have anxiety before that time, but it was just crazy how, like, it wasn't right for me. And it was like my soul. We don't understand, like, anxiety and shaking. It's like it's your soul expressing parts of itself. Like, it's something that we need to really pay attention to. And I remember my hospital, when I went to the hospital and they tried to tell me I was going to die and stuff, and it was just because of my anxiety. And it's like you be so confused in your life, and the doctors want to give you medication for what you're going through, when what we're going through is something spiritual. Nobody tells you that your health issues are God trying to talk to you. Your health issues is God making you go through something spiritually. And sometimes the doctors can't help you, or they can give you temporary fulfillment with your health. But, like, God will give you long life fulfillment, like, without health issues. It's possible to live life without health issues. I don't know if you just experienced health crisis throughout your whole entire life, or something just came about, or even with your going through arguments, or just not feeling at peace throughout the week. Like, you shouldn't be angry multiple times throughout the week. You should be able to realize and understand where these emotions are coming from, and you should be able to know how to release it and understand that is not of you. Us as God's people, we are of peace. Regardless of chaos going haywire in the world, we need to maintain our peace within our soul. So, like I said, yeah, you'll be around people, you'll see even like pastors or women of God that are just at a different level in you, that you feel like they're at a different level. Always know that you aren't on a higher level than anybody else. You're just on a higher level from yourself, from your past self. So when I speak about levels and all that, destinies aren't equal. That's another thing. So don't compare your life destiny to somebody else and what they're experiencing. You just need to focus on your relationship with God and asking God, like, I want to live in your will. I want to live in your purpose, okay? Jeremiah 29-13 says, and you will seek me and find me when you search for me with all your heart to live life with purpose, it is found in the Lord. When we wholeheartedly and intentionally seek Him for direction in His purpose for our lives, He will lead us and guide us. So it's time to intentionally and wholeheartedly speak to God and say, Dear Lord, I want to live in your calling. I want to live in your purpose for my life. I no longer want to live this way. I don't want to decide for myself, God. I want you to decide for me, God, because what I decide may not be the best for me. Temporarily, it might make me happy, but it's not going to leave me happy in the end, God. I want to be happy in the end. I want to be happy in the end. I want to be happy with the choices that I've made. 10 years later, 10 years from now, I want to be looking back today, looking back at this day and be like, yeah, I made the best decision for myself. And that's why I'm here today. I don't want to be, you don't want to always have those stories to tell younger people like, I made this mistake, so don't go this way. No, change it and be like, I made this decision and that's why I'm here. Now, we don't want to always be telling, me personally, I don't want to be an older person telling kids, I made these mistakes for myself and I learned the hard way. No, I want to be this age right now making the best decisions for myself so I can be like, hey, go this way before you make this decision. You know, it's just a different way of expressing how you grew in your life throughout the years to younger people or to people who are trying to be like you because they see that you have changed your life in a positive way. So it doesn't always have, you don't have to make bad decisions to get in a better place in life, you know, like to learn that you have to be in a better place in life. You could just make a good decision today mindfully and you can lead yourself in a better direction. You know, God will lead you in a better direction for your life and for your family. Psalm 57-2 says, I cry out to God, the Most High, to God who fulfills His purpose for me. He has numbered your days and will fulfill every purpose He has for you. However, our choices and actions really matter. So based on the choices that you make in your life determines God's purpose for your life, okay? So He can give you a purpose and say, this is what you're going to do and this is what you're going to be, this is what you're going to have. But you have to make these decisions to get yourself there. Now, if you don't make the best decisions for yourself, consistently, you think that you're going to be able to fulfill the purpose I have for you. I laid it out for you, but you have to walk the path, you know? Are you walking in God's path? That's the question that you need to ask yourself today. Is this decision God's purpose for my life? Is this decision that I'm going to make today, tomorrow, a week later, a month later, a year later, is it going to be in God's purpose and for God's purpose? Because if it's not, it's time to change my mindset and the decisions that I'm making so I can be better off and happy. Like, literally, God spoke to me through my health. That was one major thing for me. And even my finances too, with me not getting a job. I didn't know God didn't want me to work for other people. I didn't know that. But I kept applying to these jobs and getting so disappointed. I'm talking about jobs around my whole city to the point where I had to apply to another job outside of my city. I had to move. And that job still wasn't for me. But God's like, okay, if you say you want this job, okay, cool. I could have been an entrepreneur years before than I am now. I could have been doing this, but I decided to make the decision and say, no, I'm going to work over there. I'm going to do that. But God had a different path for me years ago. But I still wanted to walk on my own path. And look, I'm not there today. I wasn't there a month ago, a year ago. I'm not where I was and where I decided I wanted to be. Now I'm where God put me. You know, He wanted me to sit down. Okay, yeah, Lyric, you're not going to make all this money that you are making at this job, but I want you to work for yourself. You working for them is not putting money in your pocket. It's putting money in their pocket. You're giving your time to them and you're not giving it back to yourself. I need you to build this for yourself, but you want to build somebody else's purpose, build somebody else's foundation when you don't even have a foundation for your life and your future. So I was putting my time and decisions into the wrong things and places. So it's time to put our decisions into God's hands. Let's decide with God. Make these choices with God. Today, say, you can comment down below or you can say it out loud. I will live in God's purpose for my life. Forever, I will live in God's purpose for my life. Forever, I will live in God's purpose for my life. Forever, I will live in God's purpose for my life. Now you're programming your soul to only live in God's purpose and to forever live in God's purpose. Now, guess what? All them health issues gonna go away. All them financial issues are gonna go away. Day by day, you dedicate your life to God's purpose. He's gonna bring things more and more to you. Trust and believe it. He wants to see your faith. How much do you believe in him, and how loyal are you to him? For him to elevate you and keep you at that place, not going back down. Because that's what I told myself. Ever since I went with God, I've been going up. I've been going up, up, up. And I'm going to continue to keep going up. There's no way down. It's not even a reason to look down. I need to look up. Because that's where I'm going now. That's where I'm heading. Because every decision that I'm making today, tomorrow, the next day will be for God. And it's going to keep building that ladder to heaven. We are all trying to reach this ladder to heaven. But guess what? We have to build that ladder. We have to get those tools to build that ladder and keep climbing up to the top. So I love you guys. I want you guys to say it. Forever, I will live in God's purpose for my life. Forever, I will live in God's purpose for my life. So when you say these things, be mindful. The things that you are around and surrounded by, the people, the places, the things, will not be there anymore. Certain people aren't going to go with you. Certain people, certain things. Maybe the car you're driving. God said, this wasn't my purpose. I wanted you to have this car. I wanted you to be in this house. I wanted you to be in this state. I wanted you to be in this relationship. So now that you're saying, I live in God's purpose for my life, some people had no purpose for your life. Some things had no purpose for your life. So be ready to receive. But in order to receive that, you have to release. So if things come crumbling down, understand God is making a change in your life, okay? He has to destroy what you built. Yeah, what you built was cool, God said, but this is what I got for you. So we need to destroy this, erase this, so you can live this way. You understand? I took control of my health. God's in control of my health. God is my doctor. I don't seek a doctor. You know why? Because I pay attention to my body, and I'm mindful of what I put into my body and who I surround myself with and who I involve myself with. Because we mindlessly make these actions in life as we're young. You know how they be like that young and dumb phase? I'm young, but I ain't dumb. That's one thing I can say. I am young, but I ain't dumb. So, because I'm with God. God brings me intelligence. God is my intelligence. God is my decider. God decides for me. God calls the shots in my life. I don't call the shots in my life because I can't see past what I know right now. I can't see past what I'm seeing right now. I can't see outside my house. I'm inside my house. But God can. So that's why I'm just sitting back. Like, okay, you know what, God? I just want what you want from me. I'm going to live in your purpose. Say it every day. I am living in the purpose of God forever. Forever, I will live in God's purpose for my life. For my children's life. Speak that over your children. Speak that over your siblings. Let them know. Are you living in God's purpose today? Because it's getting real tight. It's getting serious. Like God's dividing. It's a division that's happening on the daily. God's picking and choosing. Okay, you want to live here? You want to live on my side? You want to come over here? Okay, cool. If you want to go over there, you go over there. Like, decisions are being made. So let's make the best decision today. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.